Okay, so this is about renewable energy goals in the city of Seattle in the next 5 to 10 years. So um, I think that the city council needs to take a she needs to show strong leadership in issues around climate change. We have a governor who is running for president on a climate change platform, and yet the city of Seattle is not even slated to hit our own fossil fuel reduction goals in the next 20 to 30 years. So it's something that we need to be challenging and pushing on and building collective momentum in order to address climate change. Because at this point, the last reports have come out and said that Seattle is actually doing worse and having higher carbon emissions. And in order to hit our goals that were outlined already, we would need to speed up our decarbonization. We need to be going 7 times faster than we're already doing. And so to me, that looks like a couple different things. And this is something that I am partnering with various climate scientists and people who work in climate policy. And I'm really excited to see these coalitions being built, especially between our membership and the Climate Caucus at the MLK Labor Council to address this, as well as talk about how these intersect with labor issues. So one of the first things that we need to address is our reliance on cars in the city. We have some of our city leadership continues to pass legislation that is extremely car-centric, and that has to be stopped and it has to be addressed. We should be, in order to have a city that is walkable and bikeable, and to be able to get around on public transportation, we need to be building the infrastructure for that and building it quickly. And so I support things like expanding the low-cost public transportation initiatives. I think it was a really great victory for us for UAW when we won our free UPass. And so we should be looking to see how we can expand that out to everybody in the city, because public transportation should be something that everyone has access to. I think holding utility companies accountable and refusing to let them continue to add amendments that support fracking is important. It was 2 years ago that the Puget Sound Energy was decommissioning some of their coal power plants in Montana. And so that's how we burn coal in order to supply our own energy here in the Puget Sound area. And I helped on with Seattle 500 Women Scientists in writing an op-ed at The Stranger to educate people about what was happening and to call on Puget Sound Energy to decommission all of their coal power plants, not just parts of them. And that was something that Judy Tweet was helping or led the fight on as well. So I'm excited to be partnering with people like Judy. And then I think another thing that we need to talk about is divestment of Seattle's banking system with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo was obviously hugely invested in the Dakota Access Pipeline. And so if we are going to live up to our climate goals and really divest in fossil fuels, we need to develop our own public banking system and get away from Wells Fargo, which I think should be a huge goal for the city council going forward in the next few years.